In this video, we will be discussing the NSLog function. NSLog is a function for printing debug statements to the console. We have been using this function throughout this tutorial, so by now you should be pretty familiar with it. There are a few things NSLog can do that we have not covered yet, so that is what we will do now. NSLog uses format specifiers as placeholders for supplied values. The first example is something you have seen many times during this tutorial. We have an integer variable age set to 35, and we use the %d specifier for its substitution. The second example introduces something new. We are using a float value, and the specifier for it is %2f. Well, what is this all about? The numbers on either side of the period determine how many places are allotted for a supplied value on their particular side. This means that when you put a 2 on the right side of the period, the float value will be rounded to 2 decimal places. This allows you to specify precision. Here are some more examples. The first one is the one we just saw on the previous slide. It just specifies that there will be 2 places to the right of the decimal. The second example, we have a 7 to the left of the period, a 2 to the right of the period, and then an f for a float value. This specifies that there will be 7 places to the left of the decimal and 2 on the right. This is most commonly used for column alignment. The third example uses a dash before the 7 and then d. The dash specifies that the numbers will align to the left of a 7-place column in the output. Normally, the alignment is to the right. This is also most commonly used to align columns. When you use the %at specifier, you are actually sending a message to the object provided. The method being called is the description method. So in the second example here, the NS string is sent the message description, and what is returned from that method is what is printed to the console. Using the %at is the same thing as saying the string description, so it saves us from having to put that in each time. Since the %at is sending a message to an Objective-C object, you cannot use it on non-objects. If you use it on an integer, the program will crash. This is because an integer is not an object, so you cannot send messages to it. You should always match the type of specifier with the item it represents. So you would use %d for integers, %f for floats or doubles, and on down the list. This is a good place to check if your program keeps crashing, is to make sure that the type of your specifier matches the type of the object that it represents. NSLog also has the ability to order the specifiers. This is most commonly used to format for a language other than English. You use it by adding a number and a $sign after the % symbol and before the specifier. You may not need this a lot, but when you do, it comes in very handy. There are quite a few specifiers that cover a wide range of use. You can find a full list of specifiers at the URL on the screen. Let's open up Safari and see what that page looks like. Here's the website containing all of the available specifiers. Now don't be overwhelmed by all that is here. If you are just starting out, you will frequently only use a few of the specifiers on this page. The most common ones you have already seen: the %at for Objective-C objects, %d for integers, and %f for float and double values. You should now have a good grasp of using NSLog, and believe me, you will use it a lot.